Is that a breakup?
I think we have a situation right here.
On the Feeling Station.
Welcome to The Feeling Station, a podcast that touches on breakup stories that people would like to talk about with the view to give lessons that they learned from their experiences. We hope you find the stories entertaining, but more importantly, meaningful given the lessons behind everything we're going to discuss today. Now in the studio today, I've got a lady who I last saw, 5 years ago?
Yes.
I think I owe you a huge apology for being out of the picture for so long. But you're looking fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Who dresses you? You're looking great.
I dress myself.
Yeah? Well, where'd you get your inspiration for your look from?
Different people in the fashion world.
Mm-hmm.
I like fashion. And from when I was young, I always like fashion.
Yeah.
So.
No, I can tell. Yeah, the fashion is really coming through.
Thank you.
Some inspiration. My hairstyle was kind of like yours a few years ago. I've since changed. Now I'm trying to see if I can. Well, I wanted to do dreadlocks. Mm-hmm. And then the people I contacted tell me that it was going to cost me £50 an hour. And they said 6 hours. So that was going to be 300 quid. And I said, you know what? It's cool. I'll go and get twists. So now I got these for £40.
Too expensive.
It's still expensive, really.
Yeah, it is.
Can you do it for less? Yes, you do hair, don't you?
I do hair.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just found myself a new hookup for my hair whilst I'm doing the episode. How epic is that? Thanks. We'll talk about that later.
All right, then.
Welcome to The Feeling Station.
Thank you.
So, what's great about this podcast, and one of the reasons why it's doing really well, is we try and keep people anonymous. So I'm going to give you a name for the whole episode. And you need to think about a name that you want to give the guy you're going to talk about. But we'll come to that in a second.
Okay.
So for you, your name is from Tanzania, East Africa. And your name is Imani, right?
Imani?
Yeah, Imani, which is I-M-A-N-I.
The model.
Yes, yeah. Oh, look at that. You see, I think I got some spirit that guides me. Imani the model, and you're quite fashionable, and you like fashion.
Thank you very much.
Now, this is, it's an Arabic name, common in Tanzania, and it means faith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it means faith. So in the relationship you're going to talk about today, who had more faith in the relationship? Did you have more faith in it, or did he have more faith in it?
I think I had more faith in it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Why did you say so?
Because I felt like I'd met my soulmate.
Oh.
I'd met somebody who was as quirky as me.
Oh, yeah.
Who liked fashion, who liked music, who liked traveling, who liked photography.
Oh, nice.
You know, sort of tapped into everything that I liked.
Yeah. So all the boxes pretty much were ticked.
Yes, all the boxes.
Ah, nice. Now, what are you going to call this gentleman? What name are you giving him?
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
You're going to call him Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
As in W-I-F-I?
Yeah. So whoever he gives his passwords to, they can connect.
Okay.
So it's Wi-Fi.
Okay, I get it. This is very interesting. You just made me think about Elon Musk. So Elon Musk gave his child's name a name that is very similar to a Wi-Fi password. It's strange. Okay, I think I can get used to this. Now, let's get straight into the discussion. Another thing that's great about this episode and this podcast in general is that there's always lessons for people to listen to and pick up. So what lesson or lessons would you like people to know from your story today?
The biggest lesson is if you've got children and you do date somebody, don't be in a rush to get that person to be in your family.
Okay.
You know, take time to know somebody before you introduce them to the family unit. Because when things get messy, it's very hard to detach from all the harm that would have been done.
Yeah. And children are very vulnerable people, aren't they? And they're very impressionable at the same time. So what they see when they're young could easily be, moved forward into their adult life. So I think that's a really strong lesson.
And another thing, never let anyone's negativity put you in a place where you can't grow or you can't do anything else. And, some people's negativity make you lose your confidence.
Yeah.
So always rise above that.
Nice.
And keep a good set of good friends.
Yeah. And what is that the third lesson? Keep a good set of friends?
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. So I'll just repeat those. The first one is really focused on children. Don't rush to connect them with your partner. Take time before you really, really get to understand this person before they become part of the family unit. Second lesson, don't let negativity pull you down because it affects your confidence. So always try and keep your head up. And then the last one, keep close friends. Great, let's get into the story. So, you and Wi-Fi, once upon a time, I'm guessing, had a rosy relationship, right? What is it that attracted you to this man? I know you said he had a quirky fashion sense, he liked his humor, his style. Tell me how you guys met and all that.
Okay, so this guy walks into a salon and where I'm working, and there's other hairdressers in the salon.
Yeah.
Then he asked for me.
Oh, specifically?
To do his hair. And the lady, the owner of the salon, said the salon is busy and she's got loads of clients. The guy says, you wait.
Oh, nice.
So the guy waits about 6 hours.
6 hours?
For me to do his hair. So...
Had you seen him before?
No. This was my first time.
Oh, okay.
So when I was doing his hair on his turn, he would make jokes, you'd talk, he would really communicate with me, and the vibe felt good. The vibe just felt good.
Could you tell that the way this guy is talking to me, he must be interested in me?
No, I was tired, so
okay.
I just thought, oh well, he brings good energy. He made me laugh, even if I was so tired. It was end of the day. He just had that energy with him, and after doing his hair, he paid whatever was paid, and he left a tip of £40.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like,
£40 is quite a bit,
Yep. So
at that point, what did you think?
I thought he's very generous, so he must be very rich.
Okay.
So one of my friends in the salon said, did you see the car he's driving? I said, no. It's just look out and see his car. And I'm like, okay. So that was it.
It didn't seem like you were moved by that.
No, I wasn't.
Why?
I don't know. It was just a car. Client paid me good. Just another day.
Okay.
So the next 2 days, the guy comes back again.
To get his hair done again.
I said, I have to have my hair done again.
Oh my goodness. What did he have done to his hair the first time? Do you remember?
He had cornrows done.
Okay.
And I said to him, you just had your cornrows done. They should last you about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He said, I like how your hand feels.
Oh, come on, Wi-Fi.
So I did his hair again. He left a tip again.
Okay, no, I think I'm missing some detail here. When a man tells you something like, I like the way your hands feel, surely you felt something.
Not really. He was a charmer, he had a beautiful smile. He still is.
And that didn't move you?
Not really, not at that time. Because, I don't know, not at that time. I think my mind was preoccupied with other things.
Okay.
I wasn't flowing that way.
Okay.
But it was whenever he came around, he sets that mood, good mood, that good vibe.
Yeah.
So, obviously, the owner of the salon wasn't very impressed.
Oh.
Then he asked for my personal number. Then I told him, no, I'm not allowed to give my personal number to people. You have to phone on the landline.
Why wasn't the owner of the salon impressed? Because he was a paying customer.
I don't know. She just came to me and she said, oh, you do realize he's a married man? I said, I just did his hair. So then he started phoning on the landline, wanting to speak to me. So the salon, the person who owns the salon would pick up the phone and cut off the phone and not give me the message.
Oh, yeah.
So he did it a few times until somebody picked up the phone and says, oh, that dude wants to talk to you. He says, then I went on the phone. Hi, how are you? Oh, remember Wi-Fi? I said, oh, hi, how are you? He says, oh, would you like you guys want some lunch? I said, no. So I had my little friend there. My little friend said, yes. Then I said, okay, what do you want to buy us? Then the little friend said, KFC. I said, KFC. Then he says, how many people are in the shop? I said, there's quite a few people in the shop. You can't be buying everybody. He says, oh, I just asked you to count the people in the shop.
Right.
Then I said, 15. I said, fine. So 20 minutes later, he came with 15 boxes of KFC.
Wow.
in the shop.
Wow. Talk about making a statement, huh?
And I'm like,
Now you're starting to think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now what was going through your mind at that moment?
I said, is he trying to prove something to me? Well, if he is, let me see.
Yeah.
So he comes, he drops the lunch. So the owner of the shop says, oh, we don't allow food here. So my little friend says, oh, we'll take it up to the kitchen. And she says she doesn't want to eat it. Everybody else wanted to eat it. So then he left.
Yeah.
Then he says, do you want to lift home? I said, no. I'm okay with that. Moving forward, I remember there was an artist that came from Zim. And he had bought tickets. The tickets were very expensive. So he bought tickets. So he came to the salon. Says, would you like to go to this show? I said, okay, I will see.
What show was this?
It was Chimbetu, one of Chimbetu song, which
Yes.
Chimbetu came.
Yes.
So then I decided I'm not going to see him. I'm not going to make myself easy. So I booked a ticket to come to London instead.
Oh.
I know. So then he phones me like, can I pick you up? I said, I'm in London.
So why were you playing hard to get?
Because, like sometimes when you reach a time in your life where you think, I'm good. I don't want to go that way.
Okay.
I just want to raise my kids.
Yes. So you're at the point where like I'm not really looking to be with someone.
Nah, I wasn't. I wasn't. But that guy, Wi-Fi, was persistent. He was.
Was that a turn on for you? Was that attractive for you?
Yeah. Then he would come to the shop. He would just pass through and, ask, oh, how are you doing? I want my hair washing. I want my hair doing this. I said, you can't be at the salon all that time. So because of Wi-Fi, I got sacked.
Oh.
I got sacked. The owner of the shop wasn't really pleased. She just told me, don't come back.
I mean, but what was her problem though? Because she was still getting her money, wasn't she? What was the real problem with
I don't
her?
know. I think maybe she must have known him from other quarters and she didn't really want to tell me.
Because she did say he was married, right? At some point, yeah.
And
Okay.
she was just off. And so I got sacked.
Were you upset?
Yeah, I was. Because all of a sudden you're put in a position where you have to start all over again. We had pushed a lot of clients to that salon because we had our own clients that we had pushed on there, and it was unfair to be dismissed like that. But life goes on. So when I was working from home, he phoned me. He says, "Oh, can I come and do your hair at your house?" I said, "Okay." I said, "But obviously I'm home. I'm not going to charge you as much as."
Of course, yeah.
Still paid me a tip.
Wow.
Still paid me the same money.
By now you're liking this guy though, aren't you? Come on.
So this time I've given him my landline number. So you would phone.
And he knows where you live as well.
Yeah. You would phone on the phone and the sweetest person ever, make me laugh, something I hadn't done for a long time. And whenever I used to phone on the phone and the kids would pick up the phone, oh, there's an American guy on the phone. Because he likes to put an American accent.
Hi, could I please talk to him, man?
A charmer. I should give him that. So then he says he wants, he didn't say he wants to see me. He says, oh, what are you doing the weekend? I said, we've got a birthday party. And the birthday party was at my ex-husband's house.
Ex-husband's house?
Yeah, because when the children had parties, we used to go to his house and make a mess there.
Yeah.
That was the deal. So, but I didn't tell him. I said to him, this is the address. If you want for the party, just come.
Right, weren't you nervous doing that though?
No.
You're inviting a guy who you know you might like to your ex-husband's house.
Because that was my ex-husband's house.
Okay, I'm a guy.
Yeah.
Was your ex-husband going to be at the house?
He was there with his with his wife.
So I'm with his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Never mind what I was going to say then. Yeah. It becomes irrelevant.
So I told my ex-husband, I've got a visitor who's going to come. He says, oh, are you sure? Do you know this guy? I'm like, are you trying to be my dad? So when the guy came, he walked into the kitchen. Everyone was having drinks. The kids were having fun. Then I did the introduction. I said, this is my ex-husband. This is my friend, so and so.
Did the two look at each other?
He looked at me like, because he had brought his friend, and his friend must have thought,
whoa,
what are we doing at your ex-husband's
of
house?
course, yeah, that must have been very awkward for him.
So they poured drinks and, we had fun. He didn't understand the whole dynamics, like, you guys get along and the kids are there,
Yeah.
But we had created that environment because we wanted to raise our kids.
For the kids, yeah.
Yeah, for the kids. So that night, the kids stayed over and he said, I'll take you home.
Mm-hmm.
And he took me home.
Mm-hmm.
So when we go home, he kissed me. And it's like my world stopped for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I like this, but I shouldn't look too easy.
You see, this is one thing I don't get. This is one thing I will never get, right? Our bodies have hormones and chemistry, and it's beyond our control. Why do we want to put a time frame on things? How long were you planning to give him before you actually expressed yourself fully?
I don't know. There was
a month? 2 months?
There was something like, this is too good. This is too...
Yeah.
This is too good.
So why not take advantage of it as quickly as possible?
I don't know. They say
You know,
once between, twice shy.
Yeah.
So you'd think, what if I'm rushing into things?
Okay.
What if, because you've been somewhere
Yeah.
and you're sort of cautious where you're going, but your body, the energy
Is telling you something else.
telling me, I'm happy, boy. I'm like
Kelly used to
this.
sing, my body's telling me no. No, my mind is telling me no. But my body.
So he left me. He didn't come to see me for 2 days, but you'd phone.
Yeah.
Then obviously the trips started. He loves to travel. And he said, what do you want to do? I said, I would like to go to London to see my friend. I'll take you to London.
Wow.
Wi-Fi will do that. Wake up very early. Took me to London.
How far was London? Hours? 1 or 2 hours?
From
From where you lived? Yeah.
about 200 miles.
Whoa.
And you drive. So I remember the first time
Yeah.
we went to my friend's house with this guy. And my friend says, you look waved. You're in love. You're glowing.
It's always people on the outside who can tell what's really
I
going
hardly
on.
know
isn't
this
it?
guy, but he makes me feel a type of way. I'm happy. And I was happy. I was genuinely happy. He loved the kind of music I loved. He loved music. He introduced me to house music. And there was so much, the conversation where, when you have conversation with someone, it's just not one stream. It's like you touch that, you touch that, you touch that. There was so much I could do. If I wanted something, he would rush around and make sure I'm okay.
Nice.
So then he said to me, you know what, you shouldn't be doing hair at home. You should get a place of your own. I'm like, I've never done that before. He says, I'll help you.
Right.
And he did. Helped me. We went to buy equipment for the salon. I'm looking at receipts. I'm thinking, this is not all my money.
But this time, this guy hadn't told you that he liked you, but you were just vibing. You could feel the chemistry.
He told me.
Oh, okay. And what did you say? Did you say you like him back?
He said, you're going to be my hairdresser for life.
This guy got bars, Man's got bars.
It's fine. Now, well.
He just said it's fine.
And I think because he took a liking to my children as well, he would ask what my son is doing. If my son used to play football, so he would offer to take lifts.
And that was obviously a plus for you because, you come as a whole package.
And we would go and watch my son play football, which I had never done myself because it's very cold. But he would insist, we do family things. You take my children to the movie, would all go, It was happening too fast, too quickly.
And your kids were obviously warming up to him, right?
Except my first daughter.
Really? Could she see right through him?
She didn't warm up to him at all.
At all?
At all. She
but
didn't
why is
even
that?
try.
But why is that?
I don't know. She just said he gives me a bad vibe. Right. So then after like 2 months seeing each other, things happen, isn't it?
What sort of things are we talking about here? I can't guess. I'm a guy. I don't read in between the lines.
You become, you have a relationship. So
Yes.
we used to go to his house more. And I told him, you can't be in the house with the children because I don't want someone coming for 2 minutes.
Yeah. And
my
then-
children get used to you. Then all of a sudden, you're not there anymore. So
Yeah.
we used to go to his house more. So whenever there's a show, let's say if Mafikizolo is there, even if Mafikizolo is in Scotland, Wi-Fi will just say, get ready,
We're
you're
going. Wow. Nice.
And we go.
Yeah. Nice.
And when we are there, you look after you, make sure you've got everything that you need. But that time, I thought that was love. But this is Wi-Fi. Bear in mind.
I like that.
So things happened quickly. Then I remember we came to London. This is 3 months into the relationship. I came to London. There was a party. I think there was Thomas Mafumo. We came. We did Thomas Mafumo. He says, we go back to Leeds tonight. I'm like, Wi-Fi, you haven't rested? He says, no. There's something I need to do in Leeds. So we went back. And on the way, I said, I feel nauseous. He says to me, oh, you might be having a baby. Then I just laughed. I just, that's not possible. So he drops me home. He goes to his house. Then the next day he phones me, have you been to the doctors? I said, no. But I'm still feeling, some type of way. I'm thinking maybe something I drank and stuff. Then the third day I said, you know what, let me just go to the doctors.
To the doctors, yeah.
So
This is not going away.
Went to the doctors.
Did he come with you?
No.
Okay.
So I went alone. So they did whatever they did. And the lady said, oh, we'll contact you tomorrow. Then tomorrow they phoned me. Says, congratulations, would you want to come down to the surgery? I'm like,
You're like, huh? Congratulations is not what you expect when you visit the doctors, right?
and my last born was about 13 years old.
Whoa.
So the system had completely forgotten that bit. So go back to the doctors.
Yeah.
Here's the news.
You're pregnant.
Yep.
Now show me how big your smile was.
I wasn't smiling.
I can tell your face just went.
I wasn't smiling.
Oh,
So I'm
man.
thinking, how am I going to tell Wi-Fi?
Why weren't you smiling? Why weren't you excited?
Because this is 3 months.
Yeah, but it's 3 months with someone who's making you feel all sorts of things.
Yeah, but I'm not anchored. I'm not
Okay.
anchored. I'm floating. And I feel like it's just too much happening at
At
one
the same time. And this is 3 months into the
3
relationship.
months.
Rah.
So I phoned my friend in London.
I guess he knew what he had done, isn't it? When he said you might be pregnant, he knew what he had done. Naughty guy.
Then my friend said, oh, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. So I phoned him. He says, I'm going to come down. So he came down. I said, I've got something to tell you. Then I told him, I'm going to have a baby. That's wonderful.
Oh, that's his response.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Oh, nice. Just like that.
So we're going to change what you eat. We're going to change everything.
Bruh.
I'm going to take over. We're going to change your sofas. We got new sofas. He changed everything around me. When I was pregnant, I was like a goddess.
Wow.
He would make sure I have 5 a day. I'm getting the right vitamins. Even the girls at the salon used to think, he cooks for you. He would cook food, put it in a plate, put cling film, and make sure when it comes, it's nice and hot, and it's for me.
Wow.
That's how I was looked after. This is Wi-Fi. He kept on check. I would be picked. I would be dropped. Schedule, time. If he says he's there for 2 minutes, he's going to be there for 2 minutes.
So at this point, we're starting to feel more confident and more anchored.
I was loved.
Yeah. So
I was loved.
So did that fear of not being anchored become less and less and less?
Less and less and less.
Okay.
Then phone calls started coming from people that I didn't know.
Males or females?
Females. Warning me about Wi-Fi. Okay. But I'm in a good place. I'm in a happy place. And I wasn't going to give anyone that chance to take that away from me. I enjoyed every minute. That 9 months, I don't want to lie to you, just flew by.
It was amazing, yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was well looked after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. But that way, I didn't see the signs.
Rah.
I didn't see the signs.
So these phone calls are coming in now, left, right, and center.
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming in. They're intensifying.
Are they coming in from one particular person?
One particular person. Then there was another person now phoning as well about Wi-Fi.
Completely different.
Completely different. And the story now is not making sense. But remember, I'm in a happy place.
So
my children are happy.
Yeah.
He keeps my friends happy. And it's good fun.
So it's in one ear, out the other.
Yeah. Didn't bother me. So as time was moving and the children were growing, you don't see what the person is doing to you until there comes a time when something happens. That's when you stop.
So what happened? So
the first time he got drunk, it was my birthday. And his friend came over he had a friend who was coming from London. And we were in Leeds. The birthday was beautiful. I had all my friends. He paid for everyone's meal. And when we got home, he just asked, "Oh, where's your son sleeping?" I said, "He's in his bedroom downstairs." So he goes into the bedroom and he starts shouting at my son.
Oh.
I'm like, wait a minute. You shouldn't be shouting at my son like that.
I mean, unprovoked.
Nope.
Out of the blue.
Yep.
So what was he shouting, saying?
All sorts. Oh,
yeah.
You're spoiled. You're this. So my son is actually stood up in the bed. Now he's in shock and he's like right at the edge of the bed. And I'm begging him like,
well, what's this?
What's this?
Yeah.
What's happening? You know.
And how old was your son at that time?
My son was 14.
So, yeah. So one of those ages where...
And I thought...
Yeah. It's just not the thing to do.
Because my son had said something before like, oh, he picks on me, he does this. But because I was in that place where...
You're in a happy place. You know, we'll just call it a happy place. So,
yeah. So
you missed the red flag completely?
No, I missed it. And I remember my brother would try and like tell me stuff and I'll say, oh, well, I've got somebody. And for me, I had somebody who could love me and love my children.
What sort of stuff would your brother say to you?
Like if someone is doing too much for you.
He's hiding something.
Yeah. It's just a bit too much.
Right.
And he kind of pushed me as well because that time the children didn't have, their legal stay here, and he would push me to do stuff like go and do this, go and do this, go and apply for this. He would push me, and sometimes I would be reluctant because of fear, but I would do some of the things and just leave them. So as time goes on, because my children now are becoming teenagers, my first daughter already, if we go into family trips, she would not come.
Because, again, she right from the onset, she said there's something about this guy.
She would not come. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just leave her and do her thing. So I'll just go to... I remember there's a trip we went to, down south. And he was supposed to just take us there, leave us, and I would be with my friends. But then all of a sudden, he decided to stay.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, the invitation was just for you and the kids. So my friend's husband ended up staying as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
So the bookings, where it was booked, now there's this friction.
Yeah.
So in the mornings, you'd wake up. This is Wi-Fi. Made to impress. Make breakfast for me. Make sure everything that I have is looking
pristine. Yeah.
Spot on. That was him. He would take our daughter, play with her, sing to her, do all those things that if you're looking from the side, you think, I want that life. But then there was a best up with my friend. Because my friend could see this control side of him. I couldn't see it. I couldn't, because my friend said, you don't have a choice anymore. You do things that he says do. I said, yeah, but I like doing those things. No. You don't know what's happening. And because my kids would confide in my friend. And I said to my friend, you're jealous.
Whoa.
For the first time, I found love. You're jealous.
Whoa.
Then she left it. So when we were in that place, we went to like a museum. So when we got there, every person had to pay about £10. And he must have paid for us. And my friend now was asking him, about like, oh, pay, then we'll do this. I don't know what the misunderstanding was about. I don't know, but my friend lost it. And my friend went on, oh, do you think driving an expensive car makes you a good person? I can see what you're doing to my friend. You've got her in this web. She's not seeing, but one day she will see. And I'm like with my friend, like,
what are you doing? What's up with
my
you?
Fun.
Yeah.
So we split. So we went into the museum. My friend left. And when we came back in the caravan, it was tense. It was sour. And obviously, he kept me happy. You'd massage my feet and make sure, I'm okay in that department. I'm well taken care of.
Yeah.
So when I come back and I look at people, I'm thinking, you guys don't understand.
Yeah, of course,
I'm loved up, Then he said, oh, we need to leave. So we left about 4 a.m. I didn't even say goodbye to my friend. I just left with my kids. I didn't speak to my friend for like a week. Then she phoned me. She wanted to find out, what happened. I said, nothing. Then to me, my friend was jealous.
Yeah.
Simple. So my oldest daughter asked, how was the trip? How come you came back early? I said, says, Mum, you need to open your eyes. Like, what do you know? What do you know about love? When someone loves you with your kids.
How old was your daughter at this time?
She was 17.
So yeah. That's a really young person,
Yeah.
And it's easy to dismiss it because as parents we say, now you know nothing. We're older, we're wiser.
And one thing he would do wherever we went somewhere, even if you take pictures with your phone, he would ask you, oh, can I have your phone and connect it to the computer? But you don't think of anything. You just think, oh, he's collecting information and putting it in one place. Because when the pictures are all there, you play on the screen and everybody will love the pictures. No, but it was a way of tracking.
No way.
Yeah. Because when you give someone your phone, I didn't even realize, the information gets stored in the computer. So he can now look through everything.
Wow.
I didn't know this.
Okay.
Then as time went on, obviously the phone calls, now I think he's trying to balance the phone calls, where they're coming from, and me, and the other phone call, and somebody else.
Jeez.
So Wi-Fi was getting active. So it became, God. At first, your friends would tell you, you know what, we saw him, blah, 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 and you think, no, he's got kids with that person. He just told me he has to see the kids. And you say to me, well, what do you want me to do if I have to see the kids? And I thought, I can't be unreasonable.
Yeah.
He goes to, when I go to see my kids and my ex-husband is there, he's there. So why am I being unfair? So the red flags were there, but I ignored them. I was happy. Then we managed to go to China. Because I'd said to him, I always wanted to go to China. We went to China with complications. The phone calls tried to have that our tickets cancelled and stuff. It was a lot of things that happened. And I think WhatsApp, that was the time WhatsApp had come into circulation. My ticket was circulated everywhere. And I remember my friend who was in Canada sent me my ticket. I'm like, how did you get my ticket? All my stuff was in the open air. How are people accessing this kind of information? And you say, I don't know. People are jealous. We're happy. We've got our baby. We've got our family. We're happy. We're in a happy place. Ignore them. So I did. So when we went to China, the phone calls didn't stop. And there was this particular incident. I think the person was phoning, must have wanted to get my attention. They sent me pictures.
They sent you pictures?
Yes.
So they had your number?
Yes.
From where? Well, it probably went through his phone, isn't it?
Remember, I was a hairdresser.
Oh, of course.
My number is everywhere.
Right. Okay.
Never a secret.
Yeah.
So the pictures were really a downer.
What sort of pictures were they?
Very pictures of someone intimate, pictures, pictures.
The very graphic.
Yes.
The pictures.
And Wi-Fi was there.
And it was definitely him.
Yeah, obviously. So I said to Wi-Fi, look at the pictures. Says, now you're being paranoid. Don't you know there's something called copy and paste? People crop up. People will cropped out people.
Right.
Create something. Can't you see these people are playing with your mind?
Wow.
Where was I on that day?
Yeah.
I was with you.
Wow. And what did you say in that moment? What did you think?
Oh, wow. It was me and him, isn't it?
So you were loved up.
Yeah.
You're in China, you're on holiday.
Yeah.
Why would he lie to me? Especially whilst
Yeah.
we're having this good time. So what he's saying must be true.
Then his thoughts. Then he says, people are very good with computers. People can sit and create something. I believed him.
Damn.
I believed him. So we came back from China.
Mm-hmm.
And by that time, I wanted to go back to uni.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him, I want to go back to uni. He says, why? I said, I don't want to be doing hairdressing. I want to fulfill the dream because hairdressing is a passion.
Yeah.
I like sciences. So he wasn't very happy with that decision.
I wonder why.
He was happy me in the salon because in the salon, this is what he had done. He had done his own plan. Mm-hmm. When you make money, you pay me so much a week. And I felt it was fine because he had bought all the equipment. Mm-hmm. But then when I noticed that every week I had to give him a certain amount of money, I'm thinking, done it for 4 years. Doesn't mean I have to continue doing that. And I calculated one day.
You had actually paid back.
I'd paid back
Yeah.
even more.
Yeah.
So Wi-Fi would leave me. I'll give you money. That money was for fuel. He would go and connect somewhere else where his password was.
Oh my goodness. So you'd go and link up with another thing.
Yes.
Using money that you've worked for.
Oh, yes.
So you were financing his escapades.
Yes. And you tell me,
hell.
I found work in London.
Wow. Did he ever say what work it was?
No, he had a good job. He had a good job that he used to do.
Okay.
So he had contract work. So he'd go,
okay.
And do his contract work. Until his friend one time says, you need to tell the truth.
To him?
Yeah. He says, oh, what do you know? But the drinking now, he was drinking more. So when I said I don't want to be doing hair anymore, he wasn't very, very, very keen. He wasn't keen at all. So I enrolled in uni. I left the salon. Was not happy.
Because now it means he can't finance all his other escapades now, isn't it?
Nope. So, like I said before, we never really stayed together with Wi-Fi. He lived in his house. I lived with his house, in my own house, because I told him that my children, I've raised them a certain way.
Yeah.
And for him to move in with me, it means I have to undo
what you've done.
what I've done with the kids. So I would rather keep that formula. If I've done a wrong formula, let me be judged for that. Not that he comes in and he changes. Says, I'll just do whatever you're doing now. I said, no, because if you like toothbrushes on the left and I've taught them on the right, you're going to confuse them and they're teenagers. Let me just finish this one. And when our baby is grown, we can now move in together.
Oh, yeah, makes sense, yeah.
So we'd go to his house to chill. So when the other person is coming, you say, oh, you've got a cold. No, I don't have a cold. You've just sneezed. You've got a cold.
Oh,
Let's pack the bags.
Wow.
Your bags will be packed. Bags should be packed.
Jeez.
You've got a cold.
No
You've got
way.
to go.
No way.
Your bags to your house.
What?
Because
there's another thing coming. There's someone else coming.
Yes.
why didn't you say, no, I'm not going anyway? I don't have a cold. I'm not going. You had the power to do that. You were his
I don't
woman.
know. I don't know.
So you were just like, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe I do have a cold.
Yeah.
And
Maybe, you know what? Let me
this
just
is
leave and go
nice.
home. So I would go home. So, like when you look back and there's so many incidences and you think, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Then now, I started saying no.
Okay. What made you start saying no?
Because the phone calls now kept coming and you say, these people are jealous. They're like this. And the more he fed me, the more now I was beginning to close down.
Yeah. You started sensing that, nah.
The phone calls now were really getting into me and I would feel unease. And whenever the phone now rings,
You tense up.
yes,
Yeah.
I would tense up. And there was so many, the text messages, and you say, don't reply. I never replied. I never phoned back. But it was just too much. And the last straw is when now these phone calls, I joined Facebook 2010. And that's when I first had my cyber abuse from one of the persons. And I got to an insight who the person was because they kind of introduced themselves, told me where they lived. All that information was given to me and that he is part of them. And when I showed him, he said, they're crazy. The way I love you, blah, blah, blah. I'm all loved up again. So
Whoa, so this guy would sweet talk his way out of these situations
Yes.
and you get loved up and happy again.
yes. But
Wow.
this time now, I'm beginning to sense things. So
Yeah.
I think when I started going to university and we had different sessions to talk about different things, and you talk to some people and they say, you're in a controlling...
Yeah, that doesn't sound right, yeah.
And I remember this girl saying to me, that's not love.
Yeah.
That's someone who's very manipulative.
Mm.
And when you start thinking that, whenever I take pictures, he asks me to put the pictures on the computer. And she says, he knows everything about you.
Jeez.
He downloads everything.
Because it wasn't just showing on the screen, it's actually taking a copy of that, isn't
Yes.
it? Mm.
Then she said to me, you need to... Emails, he had helped me open the emails. Everything that I did, he knew. I had no password. I didn't know his password for anything, even his bank card or everything else of his he locked. But mine, he knew.
Yeah, that is... Yeah. That's a big sign right there.
Okay. And with the children now, there was friction. My son is grown up. My girls have grown up. So the clashes are more frequent, because the kids now realize what it is.
What is going on, yeah.
And now I'm faced with the dilemma. My kids at the point that I have to be in one place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either I put my head down, get these kids through uni. When these kids have achieved what they've achieved, then I can decide what I'm going to do. And I've got friends telling me right, left, and center, this guy is not good for you. But like I said, I had a good, solid friends.
Yeah. And that's the third lesson that you mentioned.
I had
that make
solid
sure
friends.
you got solid friends.
I had solid friends. They loved me through all the messy bits, But I didn't realize I was broken. I didn't.
So what broke you guys in the end?
So we did a house swap and we lived in this house. And I had a neighbor who was very nice to me. That neighbor, I could trust her with anything. She'd come into my house, she'd cook for us. We'd have dinner, Wi-Fi, we'd invite her, we would take her even when we were going, because the kids were grown, they'd all left home. So I'd only my youngest one. And if we're going anywhere, we'd take her with a child and, I didn't see what was happening right underneath my eyes. So then I said, we found a house in London, we're going to move. And he says, can we leave some of the things at our neighbors? Then we can take everything. For me, I didn't clock that. Why would I leave? If you've got a truck, just take everything. Then when I was in London, it was my daughter's birthday because his trips now were more, I found work there, not here.
That is crazy. So he used to have a lot of work in London, in quotes. He moved to London. Now suddenly he's got more work where you guys are coming from.
Yes.
Wow.
So one of my friends phones me and says it was her daughter's birthday. So he didn't turn up. That wasn't him. So now he was not doing everything too. You know, like before he would do everything to my time. You know, you know everything. But this time...
He wasn't doing that anymore.
He wasn't. He was slacking. If he says, I'm coming at 2, you be late. He wasn't like that before.
Yeah.
So my friend phones me, says, I saw Wi-Fi shopping. I said, where? With so-and-so. I said, that's my neighbor. Then she says, you know what?
Bruh.
I'm not blind. But what I saw, it was not nibbly.
No way. Bruh, this guy.
My heart sank. So I couldn't tell my friends. I couldn't tell anybody because I've been warned. So we enjoyed the birthday. When the birthday finished, I phoned him. You're asking me about someone in the shop. I just saw her there. I was just helping her push a thing.
Wow.
Why are you thinking like that? Now, that's making me look like...
Like you're just a paranoid, insecure woman.
And now I'm thinking there was an incident before where I had gone somewhere and I'd come back late and his car was parked. And I told my friend, I don't know where he is, but he was in my neighbor's house. And when I went there, he was there. And I asked my neighbor, says, we're just discussing how to do these things that he does. But I just left it like that.
Yeah, you didn't read in
because I was moving to London. I was moving to London. And now it was just me and him and the youngest daughter. And that wasn't fitting in his box because half the time he couldn't do the stuff he wanted to do. So the trips up north became more. Then I decided, you know what, I'm out. But how am I coming out? This I had to sit down and plan my exit plan. And now I could see his control thing, when you do stuff, when you phone people, and now I can feel this grip. And even when I talk to him, he's not as warm. He's manipulative. And he keeps telling me about these people who are phoning me that, the whole world knows. You understand? And I've got these things going on in my head. And I'm thinking, am I losing it? Am I, And when you go to a different work setting, you talk to different set of people.
Yeah.
Then people sort of shed light to your life. And you sort of stand like you're standing on the top of a mountain and looking down a valley and you think...
And then you start seeing things, perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
This guy is smart. But I have to outsmart him.
Why couldn't you just say, I'm not happy anymore and just leave? Why did you feel the need to engineer an exit plan?
I would do that. No, you're just feeling low. Maybe it's just your hormones. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you need to go and see the doctor and say
you had a
depressed.
reason for everything. And I guess this ties into your second lesson where you say, keep your head above the water, otherwise you lose yourself.
Yeah. He would make this something come true that wasn't there.
Okay.
So I got an invitation to go to North. When we go to parties, we go together. But on this particular party, he left me in a rush. I remember I was wearing slippers and I left one of my heels in the car and he just drove off.
Oh, dear.
The party finished. Then later we went back to his. And he looked a bit like he was, not there. But then I thought, oh, well. Then 3 a.m., there was a knock at the door. I could hear humming downstairs and I could hear footsteps. The next thing, he's running towards me and someone is running behind him. This woman was beautiful, bigger than me, I'm thinking, I'm not going to make trouble with anybody. So he goes behind me, and this woman starts explaining how they're in a relationship, blah, 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 blah. And I told myself, this is not the time for me. I want out. So I'm going to play dumb. So after a few confrontations, the woman left. He tried to explain. I said, that's fine.
He brought a woman to your home.
The woman followed him to the
Wow.
house.
That's crazy.
His house.
Yeah.
So the next morning we went to the seaside. You know, everything was honky-dory. The kids came, you know, the younger kids came. Splendid day. We drove back to London. I didn't say much. Oh, are you upset? I said, no, I'm fine. Then he says, I want to do things right.
There's that manipulation, isn't it?
Yeah. And next week we're going back to Leeds. So we went back to Leeds. So we got an introduction to the woman, formally now. He says he wants 2 wives.
Now, which woman was this? Is this the one who messaged you when you were in China?
No.
Your neighbor?
This is Wi-Fi. No. This is Wi-Fi.
So who is wow, okay. So who
This is someone totally different.
completely different to
From the circle.
Jeez.
But this woman was very nice. So the woman invites us. So we go to where she lived. And I went with my daughter. Awkward, yes. But I wanted a way out.
Why did you take your daughter?
Because I wanted her to understand. Because she kept asking me now, how come he wasn't around as much? And you lie, you say certain stuff. So I took her.
This is the one who had got the bad vibe about him from day one.
No. My youngest.
Oh,
this is the baby.
Oh, the baby.
Our
Okay,
baby
okay,
now, because
right.
the baby is grown now.
Okay, makes sense.
So she's grown. She wants to have answers.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
took her.
Makes sense, yeah.
And when we were there, he's happy. And you start seeing things, isn't it? Like, how come I didn't see the signs? So we went back to, we left the house, we went back to London. When we got to London, he says, you see, this is what I like when you're, you're cooperative, you see. Everything is just smooth.
But yeah, when you're easy to manipulate.
But I was
pretty much.
ready.
Yeah.
I was ready. That weekend, we went to the Shard. We went to the most expensive restaurant. I was treated. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. We took pictures. We did everything. And my oldest daughters had taken our little baby to look after. Then I had to make up my own mind. Not pressure from anybody. He dressed up to go to work on Monday. I said my goodbye. I shut my door. I said, this is it. So he phones me, says, oh, what are you making for dinner? I said, don't come back. So he laughed, this laugh like, ha, 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 ha. Then I text him, don't come back. If you come back, I'll phone the police. He says, are you sending this message to me or somebody else? I said, no.
I'm sending it to you.
Sending to you. So he came back anyway. I phoned the police. He said, I've got nowhere to sleep. I counted the homes that he had. I said, you've got options. So a week he didn't come. I remember my first daughter say, oh, this is just a phase. We know you.
Yeah.
But that was it.
That's crazy.
That was it.
So have you seen him since?
Oh, yeah.
And that's because of your daughter,
yeah,
isn't
because of our daughter. And he wasn't expecting it to end like that. And now that he's gone, this is when you see the damage.
Oh, yeah. The trail of destruction that he left behind. And I guess it all makes sense, and just tying back into your lessons, the one that really sticks out, the two that really stick out the most is don't let negativity pull you down because it affects your confidence. I think without you even knowing, this guy had eroded you of your self-worth and your confidence. And you saw that as being happy and being blissful when it was pretty much the opposite.
And when I was in uni, being my own person, being in control, he wasn't happy. He wasn't. He would, every time you do something, if you say, I've got some work to prepare, you disrupt you somehow. But I took charge. And when I came to London, I was away from those negative people around me.
Yeah.
I was nearer to my stronger friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I could make my own decision.
You know what's really nice about this story? How your friends didn't give up on you.
No, they didn't.
Because I know of a couple of situations where some people have tried to show someone the light. Just doesn't happen and they quit. They're like, you know what, just do your own thing, we're out. But those are friends for life.
They stayed. And sometimes they'll say, I will give you 2 months.
Yeah.
We'll give you 1 month.
Yeah. Now, those are your friends
We'll give you 3 months.
Yeah.
But that was it. That was the hardest breakup. Yeah, it took me maybe a year. But the walking away was so easy.
Yeah.
I didn't fight.
I think it's because
I didn't shout.
I think you started healing at that point, funny enough. You know, you had recognized how bad this was for you and how you needed to have something more solid.
And I became more active on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I posted more pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I became me again.
Yeah. Now, which level of happiness feels better? The one that you had during that time when you were happy, in quotes, and the happiness that you have now?
The one that I've had, because it's solid. I don't have to depend on anybody to be happy. I can leave my house and be myself.
That's nice.
I don't have, even if I meet somebody today, they're a compliment, but they shouldn't determine how I feel.
Yeah,
they can raise the bar, but I'm my own person.
Yeah.
I can still travel on my own.
Yeah.
And I did that when I left. I started traveling on my own. Things that he had said to me, oh, you can't do this. The only thing that you can't do this, you can't go there. Oh, no, you can't do this. And I've been to places on my own. And I've done things on my own.
Just out of curiosity, so your 17-year-old daughter, when you broke up with Wi-Fi, I want to know exactly what she did and said. I've been itching to find out.
She says, all those fine things are gone now.
Do you know one of the things I hate being told?
I says, Mom, I tried to warn you. This guy was too good.
Yeah. Did she ever say, I told you?
No, she did.
Oh, she did?
She did.
How did that feel coming from someone considerably younger than you are?
Because it's your daughter, you always try and put this face on.
But it's a humbling experience, isn't it?
But in a way, I'm glad I got to see the light before it was too late.
Yeah.
Because that was going to tap into my mental...
Of course, yeah.
To tap into my mental state, to be very honest.
Well, thank you. That was very, very interesting. Now I see why the name Wi-Fi was given. It makes a lot of sense. He was transmitting signal left, right, and center and connecting with anything that had,
and keeping the same frequency.
Wow.
And same energy, because wherever he went, he left people happy.
That's crazy.
But that's control.
Well, thank you very much, Imani. Honestly, thank you. Just to revisit the 3 lessons from Imani. First one up, when it comes to children, don't rush to get them connected with your partner. Take time before the family unit is introduced to anybody who you might be interested in. Second lesson, don't let negativity pull you down because it could affect your confidence, and it presents itself in funny ways. For Imani, it was presented as happiness and love. And then the last and the most important, I think, is keep a good network of friends nearby because they could be the ones to save your life and also pull you out when you're down in the weeds. You've been listening to another episode of The Feeling Station. I'm your host, Tinto, and I look forward to catching you in next week's episode. Peace.
Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what you're feeling. Now that it's over. Let me talk about my feelings. Let me talk about my feelings, yeah. Love is a fire.